Welcome food lovers, thanks for stopping by. Today's menu is an affair to remember. And this dish is a dish to remember. It's called Gourmet Poutine. Yum, what better dish? It's one of Canada's most prized possessions. So number one in center stage, the French fries, or les frites en français. And you can deep fry them if you like. And I prefer to bake them because it's healthier. So what I have done is I've very thinly sliced them and then mixed them with oil, salt, and pepper, baked them in a hot oven at 450 for 35 minutes. As simple as that. So the frites, French fries, are ready to go. The next step in making the poutine is to make the gravy. And I'll show you how to make that. So first of all, we're going to saute shallots and garlic until they're translucent, and then we're adding a whole host of other ingredients for a thickener for sauces. We have the fat, in this case it's butter, and the flour, 1-to-1 ratio. So we are going to make a roux together, and then we will top off the poutine with, of course, cheese. I have cheddar cheese, I don't have curds. And curds you traditionally would use in this recipe, but we'll use cheddar today. Cooking is always from the heart, so if you don't have an ingredient, always use a reasonable facsimile. Thank you. Welcome back. So I am going to saute the shallots, and they're in this is a cast iron frying pan. I love to use cast iron, and because it's great for cooking, and you also get a little bit of iron, believe it or not, from using cast iron. So I've already started to saute the shallots. Now I'm using a garlic press and adding in the garlic. So we are just going to saute until the shallots are translucent. That doesn't take very long at all. And so they're actually translucent already. Now I wish you could smell this. It's a great combination. It's one of my favorite flavors when cooking. Shallots, which are small sweet onions, and garlic together. Yum. Okay, translucent. Next ingredient is chicken broth. This is organic chicken broth, and there we go. Chicken broth. The next ingredient, so I'm going to turn the heat up because we're going to bring this to the boil. And as you can see, hopefully you can see, I have a cloth on the handle so I don't grab it by accident and burn my fingers. So I'm now adding ketchup. This is gourmet ketchup. And yes, ketchup is a vegetable for some people. All right, ketchup next, and then following that we have two different types of vinegars. We have white vinegar and we have balsamic vinegar. I'm just going to give this a little stir. The heat is coming up, and at the same time I'm going to start melting the butter to make the roux. All right, now these are green peppercorns. I'm adding these as well. These are for flavor because the gravy has a really interesting, distinctive peppery flavor to it as well. So these are whole. What I'll do is we'll bring these to a boil, as I said, and then we will strain them after so that all of the flavor from the peppercorns is imparted into the gravy. The last ingredient is Worcestershire sauce. There we go. Okay, so we'll bring that to a boil, and then I'll show you how to make the roux. Thank you. So the gravy has come to a boil, so I'm going to turn that down now. And then I have melted the butter here, so we're going to make a roux. And as I said, the roux is a thickener for gravies. And so it's 50-50 ratio of butter or fat, whatever type of fat the recipe calls for, and flour. So we're going to cook the flour. And so the butter has melted, and I'm adding the flour, and I'm going to incorporate it all together And so what will happen is it is going to start to brown, which it's doing very quickly here. So I'm going to turn the heat down, and we want a light pale roux in this case. And you can make it deeper for a more intense flavor. So there we go. That is all there is to it. Now, as soon as you smell the flour cooking, it almost smells like shortbread cookies from Christmas. And so as soon as you can smell the flour, I can smell it, it's ready to go. So it is a roux. Once you have the color that you're looking for and the smell of the baking flour, it's ready. So there we go. Now, what I am going to do is slowly add this to the gravy. So this is the thickener. And so I'm just gonna add a little bit at a time and keep it moving so that lumps don't form. So that's perfect. That's really coming together nicely. And there we go. So just a little bit at a time, keep it moving. We don't want lumps. Oh, if you could smell this gravy. Delicious. I'll share it with you. There we go. So just a little tiny bit. Welcome back. So I finished off the gravy. As you can see, doesn't that look absolutely delicious? So it's reduced by half. I then seasoned it with salt and pepper, and actually right about now I could almost drink it. It is that good. So that is ready. I have the French fries here, or les frites en français. So to assemble the poutine, simple. So simply pour over the gravy. I love gravy, as you can see. And then top with cheddar cheese, or if you have cheese curds, even better yet. And cheese curds are also known as squeaky cheese. If you bite into them, you'll know what I'm talking about. And so it's basically the cheese has become separated from the whey, and that's it. Okay, voila, we have poutine. So I'm sure you will enjoy it, and shh, it's a secret. Thank you.